Hey, welcome everyone. Today we are gonna solve one more problem from top interview 155 questions. So this is the medium level problem, and then it says product of an array except self. Okay, so here is the example. So we have given one array, it's a 4-digit length, and then the output should be something like this. So how we calculate this? If you notice, for the first element, what you need to do, you need to calculate the product of element except the first one. So you just remove this one, or maybe just forget about this element and then take the product of these three. So that will be 4 into 3 into 2, that will be 24. So that will come into first place. Now for the second one, you just forget about these two, and then keep multiply the other elements. So 4 into 3 12, and then 12 into 1 12, that will be 12. For third one, it will be something like this, 4 into 2 8, and then 8 into 1 8. Okay, likewise you can obtain the 6 also. Okay, let me try explaining in the notepad. Okay, so I have noted the input and output in the notepad. Okay, it's a OneNote basically. So now let's understand how this came, how this 24 came. So for 24, I just said right, for the first element, just forgot about this element and then keep on multiply these three. So 4 into 3, 12, and then 12 into 2, 2 into 3 into 4, that will be 24. So 21 4 came here. Now this for this element, for second, what you need to do is multiply this 1 into 3 into 4. So we just left 2, right? We didn't add 2 over here. So it will be 4 into 3 12 into 1, that will be 12. So that came over here. Okay, so this is the approach. So this is the problem statement. Okay, so now let me tell you different approaches that we can try to think. So the approach one will be, let me type it as approach one. So the approach one will be, what you need to do, you just calculate product of the full array. So that will be uh, 4 1 into 2 into 3 into 4, and then that will be 24. Now once you have the product of the full array, what you can do, you can declare one result array, and then just keep on divide the full product with the number. So 24 1, and then 24 divided by 2, 24 divided by 3, 24 divided by 4. Now what you will get from this will be 24 12 8 and 6. So if you notice, this is the same thing that we need. So that will be approach one. Now this approach is feasible, but let me go to the question once again. Okay, so if you see the question, they have clearly mentioned that you must write an algorithm that run in order of n without using the divide operator. Okay, without using the divider. If you see, we were using the divide operator. So in question, it is given that we should be giving the answer without using the division operator. That is given in the question. Now let's see if any other approach that we can think. Okay, we should not be using the you can say the divide operator. Okay, so let me see if any other approach that we can think. So approach 2. So in the approach 2, what we can do, let me write over here 1 2 3. So 1 2 3, and then 4. Okay, so for this place, if you notice, it is basically the product of other three. So what we can do, we can create two for loop. Okay, in the outer for loop, it will be getting calculated product for every element. Now for the inner for loop, what we will do, we'll create the product. Basically we'll let me put over here, we'll create the product But once I equals to the same the same I equals to j, whenever I equals to j, basically these two index, so we will not include this one. So by doing this, so first time product array, it will be 4 into 3 12, and then 2 24. Okay, the second loop, once I equals to 1, then for the I equals to j means 1 equals to 1. So for this one, basically remove this one. So once it will come here, so what we will do in product, we will be calculating product of this three. We will exclude this one. Now if we calculate this, 4 into 3 into 1, that will be 12. So that will be 12, right? Likewise you can calculate it. But if you notice, for this approach, it will be order of n square. But in question, we have asked to solve it in order of n approach. Now let's see how we can solve it. Okay, so third approach is nothing. Third approach, we will try to solve it with order of n complexity. How we'll solve it? So for this, we need to create two array basically. That will be pre-product and post-product. Now let me explain you. So for pre-product, let me tell you, this is 1 2 3 4. Let me create one pre-product, and then this will be our post-product. For pre-product, what we are gonna do, we'll try to make the product from starting. So 1 into 1, that will be 1. 1 into 2, that will be 2. 3 into 2 into 1, that will be 6, and then that will be ultimately 44. Now for the post product is like we will start from here. So for pre product we started from here, right? So post product we start from here. So if you start from here, so at the last, let me basically this one, and then put it like this. At the last it will be 4, and then 4 into 3 12, and then 4 into 3 into 2, that will be 24, and then again it will be 24. Okay, so once we have the pre-product and post-product, now how we can calculate this thing from these two? Let's see. If you know, basically we need to. So let me write the output as well over here. So what was the output? It was 24, 12, 8, 6. 24, 12, 8, 6. Okay. So from this array, that is the input array, and then this one we have calculated these two. From these three, how we can achieve these things? So for the first one, if you notice, this is nothing but the product of its right, okay, and then product of its left. So in left there is nothing. So for the first element, it will be product of the right. So product of right, where we are storing it? We are storing it on the post one, right? So for the first one, it will be something like this, 24. So let's add this one. Okay, so this is the interesting. Let's see the second, for second one. Let me remove this one. Okay. Okay, for second one, this is nothing. This is the product of this and product of this. So product of this, where we are storing it over here, pre-product. Okay, so what we can write is pre-product of I minus 1 into these things, right? So this thing, where we are storing it, we are storing it on the post product thing, right? So that will be something like okay, so sorry, we are calculating the for 2, right? So we need to find the product of this thing. So where we are calculating it, so where we are storing it, we are storing it in a post product. So that will be nothing in this thing. So we can say post product of I plus 1. Now let's calculate it. So for second position, it will be first pre-product of I minus 1. Pre-product of I minus 1, that will be 1 into post product of I plus 1. I is what? I is 1. So post product of I plus 1, that will be 12, so it will come like this 12, so we will store 12. Okay, now let's find the third one. I think for the third one you will get the clarity. Okay, so for third one, what I said, we just need to calculate pre-prod of I minus 1. So pre-prod of I minus 1 is what? I equals to 0, 1, 2. Pre-product of I minus 1, that will be 1. So pre-product of 1, pre-product of 1 is what? 2, 2. Post product of I plus 1, I is what? 2, 2 plus 3. 2 plus 1 basically 3. Post product of 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. That will be nothing. Okay, so we will write it 8. Now the final one. For final one, so we are calculating it for 4. So for this one, this post is blank, right? Because there is no entry of I plus 1. So what we will do, we will check just p product of I minus 1. P product of I minus 1, I is what? I is 3. P product of 2, 0, 1, 2, that will be 6. So it will be just 6 and then we will enter 6. So this will become our answer. Okay, so let's see in a code. So basically I'm gonna use the same approach in a coding as well. Okay, so I have pasted the code from LeetCode. So this is the code basically. So let's try to understand this code. So here I am calculating the length first, and then this is the two array which I discussed, right? Pre and post that we are creating, and then this is the result array that we are gonna create. So product is nothing, just declare it as one for initial. Now for this thing, what it is doing, it is just printing the basically it's just calculating the pre-array. So pre-array is, as we discussed, right, how we're calculating pre-array. So pre-array is nothing. So we'll start from the left to right, and then we'll keep on multiplying it and then keep on storing the value over here. So this is the pre-array, and then here we are just printing it, and then again we are just calculating the post array here, right? And then as I said, right, for post array we are gonna enter the element from last, right? So let me show you. So right over here, right, so in the post array we are trying to enter the element from left to right, correct? So once everything is done, so the pre and post is all done, so we are again creating one more loop. And then as I said, right, for the first index and for the last index, for the first index there won't be any pre-array, for the last index there won't be any post array. So that's why for the first index we are taking it just the post array, and for the last element we are just taking the pre-array, and for everything apart from these two we are just like multiplying the I minus 1 and I plus 1. So that will give the answer, and then we are just returning the result array. Let me show in a LeetCode as well. Okay, so I have basically wrote the same code in a LeetCode as well, and then if I try to run it, let me run it and then I'll submit it. Okay, so I ran it and then it got passed enough on the first initial test cases, case 1 and case 2, and let me try to submit it. Okay, so it got submit, and then you can see that it got passed, everything is submitted. Okay, cool. Yeah, so thanks guys, see you in the next video.